Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of AMA with W3AP. We do this on every Thursday. Yeah, and it's exciting today that we can welcome another founder and builder from Affi Network and Lisa AI. But first of all, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you wanted to shout out to us. You can comments and tell me, where you're coming. Yeah, and we can get to know each other. And if you have any question during the live, just go ahead and join the chat. And yeah, let's go. So first of all, I would like to introduce our founder today, Pinaki. He is the founder of Affi Network and the AI-powered B2B sales outreach tool called Lisa. She's an AI. So here today he will share insight about AI transforming the sales landscape in this era. So yeah, welcome, Pinaki. Thank you so
Hi.
much for being here. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. And thanks so much for having me. It's really good to be here and join W3AP on your weekly MA. Yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We love to, talk with many builders and founders to get to know, different projects because everyone seems to have their vision and their idea on how the future going to turns out with their own projects. So this time, I would love to know more about your projects and, Lisa AI and all of that. But first of all, I would like to know more about you and please share about, your background, your journey into Web3 to the people who tuning in here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, thanks again for having me. My name is Pinaki. I'm based in Thailand. I've spent most of my time in B2B entrepreneurship. So I've run, a video production company. I've run an influencer company. I've run a blockchain loyalty company, which is now evolved. And now, we're building Lisa AI, which is a lead generation platform for B2B, businesses. Yeah, I spent a lot of time, working with various brands. So, from brands like Apple to Netflix to Airbnb, also working with, more B2B companies as well, like maybe not FMCGs, also like agencies we work with to help them deliver their vision in the past, right? And now, we're very excited to have accumulated a lot of experience working with different marketing professionals, but also as a B2B company, also, you know, constantly finding mechanisms to bring leads into our pipeline. And so, to be a founder that's behind this right now, it's actually something that means a lot because we use we need this. We know people that need this, and we can see how we can bring a lot of value to the businesses around.
Yeah, wow, that's very interesting. So, what makes you wanted to get into the Web3 businesses? Because you mentioned that you work B2B, side of the thing, but what makes you particularly drawn to Web3 industry?
Yeah, so um, I think well, Lisa AI is like not so much involved in the Web3 space as much as it initially was. So it initially started off, with so initially it was Affi Connect, and so Affi Connect was essentially we went to Singapore and we rolled out Affi Connect, which was essentially a location-based discovery platform. So the insight was that we businesses like to network. They invest in networking. I've been to many networking events and also part of networking groups since a long time, and there's investment in networking. You would travel to Singapore to go to an event, or Vietnam, or Bali, and the goal is to set up meetings, right? And so we when we build out this platform Affi Connect initially, we thought, what if people can just go online and just swipe and find each other? So instead of going to a physical event, they just come online and they can swipe each other, and you can swipe within niches. And that was really cool, right? So it was received quite well. But what ended up happening was we were trying to figure out we needed to charge for a pro tier, and we were trying to figure out what was the best monetization model. And so we spoke to a lot of the early users, and what we found was that they just asked because of, I guess, user behavior is evolving now and the expectation because of AI. And so we had users that are just said like, what if an AI just swiped for me and brought leads in for me? Would that, be possible? And so we initially started building Lisa as the pro tier within Affi Connect. And so users who had pro would get Lisa. And then we quickly realized that um, users would be coming to the app for Lisa, not anything else. And so we realized that by having too many pages, it would also complicate the users. We just wanted to keep it very simple at the core value, which is we'll bring you meetings. And that as a core value prop has been very compelling to the B2B companies that we've been speaking to and working with.
So at first it was like a matchmaking platform where businesses can find each other, kind of like a Tinder kind of feeling, right? Like
Yeah,
you see
exactly.
you matching with me, I swipe right and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, Tinder for professionals within niches,
Mhm.
which then quickly evolved into all these businesses saying like, look, just show me the money. We need leads. Get us people that are actually going to close.
That's
And
true.
that's really where the value was for them. And of course, I think with events and networking, there's a lot there as well where I think there's value. But a lot of the businesses that we were speaking to were very much saying, hey, look, we need some customers to buy our B2B product. How can you help us do that? And so
Yeah.
that's how we quickly found that businesses were willing to pay for this.
Mm, that's interesting. So at first it was just a normal platform, and then you integrate AI as the pro tier, but then you realize that the AI itself, it's the platform that everyone wanted to use. So you just solely, pursued Lisa AI right now. So from that, I just wonder, like, because AI has been a hot topic for a few years now, right? Let's say 3, 4 years. What was your initiate thought and impression about AI when it first come out? Was there any expectation for it to come into Afri network like the current situation, or is it just newly found recently?
Yeah, I think AI has always been something that has been interesting for me. At least it's been in my radius. Actually have a family with family members who are also into tech, and so my brother has actually been into AI before AI became a big thing, and so he was doing machine learning like maybe 5, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. So I was kind of maybe 10, so familiar with this stuff, but really never kind of it was just kind of really a buzzword really until the cat came out of the hat, and then once it happened, it was unleashed, right? There's this like amazing technology that's available in the world, and everything is going to change right from that moment. SaaS was not going to be the same, expectations of products were not going to be the same, um, and 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 so a lot of companies initially said, how could I apply AI to our flow, right? And so I guess we didn't really want to rush into that. We didn't want to say let's throw an AI, on top of it. We said like, how if we had to build this today with AI from day one, how would we do that? Um, and because that's who we're going to be competing against, and so we had to basically really think about it the way that users want it, and we spent a lot of time speaking to different businesses as well to make sure that um, that this is actually something that would work. And we can see that a lot of the people we're talking to are actually they're value buyers. They're saying like, look, if you can bring us more leads, we'll pay more. Like we'll scale this. There's really no limit. And so the question now really is like, how how much better can we make the engine, right? And that's what we're doing every day, and saying like, can we book more meetings, and how many more meetings, right? And so yeah, those are the types of things that we're testing with right now. We're also working on making our experience better. So we recently made some updates on the product as well. Just to share with you, the product just went live like maybe like this month, and we just rolled it out. It's like a soft launch. We have uh, yeah, a lot of interest from B2B companies across different sectors. We've already had some companies join. Recently onboarded a film production company who's working with guys like HBO, and various clients. And so, yeah, this is just something that we're taking feedback every day, and we're trying to make the product better every day. And yeah, we expect to grow it very quickly, and that's something that we're doing. And I think right now, the thing that we're prioritizing is just really just feedback and quality of the feedback, and how fast we're able to learn from users playing with the app. And so the app is free. I would, we have a free tier, a free trial tier, and so you can just go check it out on lisa.email. And everybody has a few credits, so you can basically, what you can do in the app is, so the app is very simple, right? It allows you to find leads. So we have over 200 million contacts, and that have been aggregated. And so as a business, you can actually access those contacts. Let's say you're targeting a specific niche, let's say wine companies in Spain, or Web3 businesses in Australia, or Sydney, right? We can basically filter out by categories, and then start building out like a targeted email list. And Lisa can handle everything in terms of reaching out, following up, responding, booking meetings. And so the goal is really just to have somebody that would help you get meetings, and you have something to oversight, right? And in terms of users, these are business developers, right, who are actually using these products. Sometimes, it's a very small company, then sometimes it's the founders. But if it's, the company is looking to scale, and they're looking to add a lot of revenue, they may have already a few sales or BD people within their company. Lisa is actually a very good co-pilot to go join the company and do the redundant tasks. Like things that Lisa is really good at is like personalization at scale. So she'll personalize your emails in bulk. So she'll send 500 emails a day, right? That's not even humanly possible, right? And she'll respond within 1 minute, right? And so there's certain statistics with this, right? Like, so for example, personalized emails, increase your response rate by 30%, right? But that takes like 20 to 30 hours a week, right? And then we have, quick response time. So if you respond within 1 minute to a client, so stats show that if you respond within 5 minutes, your conversion rate goes up by 100x. So your prospects are already on the call, or already responding to you by emails, and they're saying, yes, I'm ready, right? So why not respond right away and say, let's go, or here's a meeting link, or here's a booking link, right? And so these are certain things that Lisa can help with. And, the BD team members would be, able to focus on other things like strategy, running A/B tests, right? Working with many Lisas, right? Just really achieving scale. And attending the calls, right? Because your product's the best, and so you're getting on these calls and you're closing these deals. And so there's a lot of right now we're seeing like companies that are, it's a new year, they're onboarding new salespeople, and they're looking at getting Lisa to be a co-pilot for those salespeople, and the salespeople like it a lot, because they're saying, now I have some AI to actually help me achieve these outcomes and help me achieve more. So why not, right? And yeah, I guess as a technology provider, we also very much try to focus on the service, right? So, any support that's needed with campaign setup, campaign ideas, no idea at all, like, we'll get on the call with you and help you go. So that's how we're approaching this right now.
Wow. So you basically customize it so that, and taking feedback so that it helps with the people who doing the sales, and reduce their workload that not very fun to do, like a boring job, right? And then they can focus on the real stuff, like the real negotiation. So it seems like AI have been transforming the industry right now. And if you look at the reality, a lot of people are worrying about AI replacing humans jobs, so especially in sales, right? Because they can do the calculation, they can do reach out in large proportion, they can reply in seconds. So what's your take on this, and what do you think? Are they going to replace it, or is it just going to be more like a support, like a sidekick thing?
There's
Yeah.
like two extreme versions, right? Like the one version says that, look, you know, technology has been disrupting us, for a long time already, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Before calculators, humans were calculating, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we had sometimes, depending on what you were trying to calculate, sometimes you had teams, right, of calculators, right, that got disrupted by a calculator, and then now, your phone, right, can do the same thing, right? And so even the calculator got disrupted, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
now that application is now on the phone, right? So Casio is probably having a harder time. Um, but these companies evolve, right? I'm not sure what Casio is doing today, but a lot of these companies and people that have been forced to evolve, right? Like from, let's say, um, calculating, right? Even let's say that specific role, right, has evolved into being, something within a related field, right? So, um, maybe architecture, right? And so you still need to be really good at math, and so you get to apply it in your work, but you no longer calculate, right? Because now there's a better thing that helps you save time, so you can build buildings faster, right? So it's a lot of times it's about the outcome as well, right? So it's not just like, oh, calculator took away the gig, right? Now we can build more buildings. Yeah, so I think disruption is also happening at, like, the parking lots. We see that, you used to get a ticket from a person, and then now it's no longer a person.
Mm-hmm.
It's, and it's a machine, and at first it was actually somebody managing that machine, and then now that person's gone too, right? But that person's gonna, find another job. And I think that the other extreme is that it gets so bad, right, that AI takes all the jobs, right? And but reaches this agentic level, right, of um, abundance, right? Elon Musk talks about this right now, which is like mass abundance. So let's say AIs were able to, and it sounded really bizarre like 2 years ago, but like today, it's like, most people wouldn't find it bizarre. It's happening, and you can see it, right? And so um, we already have the brain, right? The Geminis, the models, right? The chat GPTs, right? And then now we just need like a body, a bot, right? And then the two converge, right? And then now it can think and move, right? And so that's going to disrupt, factories in terms of machinery. That's going to disrupt um, military, right? Why would you send people when you can sell, machines, right? And so then we reach this point, right, where Elon, well, he says we're going to reach mass abundance, where the AIs actually can go work, so we don't have to work. We don't have
Mm-hmm.
to go, produce rice, because AI is getting us rice, right? AI has found ways to earn funds, and that becomes part of like a government plan, right? And so a lot of this is kind of moving towards like UBI, right? Universal basic income, and crypto is like has a play there. Sam Altman, who's building OpenAI, is also promoting WorldCoin, right, which is a UBI project, that's very famous for the iris scanning. But it's definitely interesting, and honestly, I don't know how far away we are, um, until we start getting UBI.
Mm. Wow, yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, to be honest, 2 years ago, AI making these very funny memes online, like you can obviously see and distinguish which one is AI, which one is, real footage and photos and other things too. And you can recognize the way they talk. If you look at the text, you can know that, oh, this is generated by AI, but it's getting to the point that we don't know where the line is. We're like, is this AI or is this human? So it's really mind blowing for me. I think that for AI to be so advanced for such a quick time, and everyone seemed to be, chasing this AI model that can do basically everything, the thing that we don't want to do. So for building the AI itself, though, what is the biggest technical challenges that you have to face while you was building AI, specifically, Lisa, right, for sales outreach?
Yeah. Um, well, I think technically, we we found that it was actually a bit. It was actually much easier to build now, right? I think with AI, that there are AI tools out there, right, like Lovable and stuff like that, which allow you to actually spin up prototypes very quickly. And so, you know, this is coming back to the old point. Is this actually, it says that AI is not going to take your job, but someone who uses AI will,
Mhm.
right? And so I think my tip to people that are coming out, I think it must be really scary for people who are coming out of university right now, first jobbers, to kind of think about how to kind of even find balance like in this space, right? And I think my tip would just be to just be like AI verse, right? So use AI tools and be proficient with it, because the gap is only going to get bigger, and the only way that you can protect yourself is actually by being able to speak this language, until
Mm.
UBI, that is.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, so about AI, Lisa AI, what do you think that it makes AI, your Lisa, different from other AI powered sales outreach tool? Because I bet there's a lot on the market, but how do you position Lisa AI to be, unique and, cater to a certain need of the business?
Yeah, there's certain AI tools there that we've also used, like for example, AI for Twitter outreach, AI for Telegram outreach. For us, our niche is email, right? So we're AI for email marketing purposes, um, and we have certain reasons for why we've chosen to go with email, but yeah, like I guess I could share with you, like we thought that email was a bit, something that was easier to scale, and also not locked in too much to a platform. Like for example, Telegram and Twitter were very, kind of locked us in, and we also see certain players now who have kind of done quite well in Twitter and LinkedIn and stuff, and we felt like with email there were a lot of incumbent players, right, like very old school guys, where we felt like there was room to actually make an impact.
Mm, yeah. So if that's the case, like for email though, I'm just a little because I was thinking, right? Because it's kind of creepy. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, but for me, it's kind of creepy to have like a machine that can kind of sending emails, reading through my emails, have access to my emails box. So, um, regarding data security and personal information, what are your take on that? Because like if AI were gonna take action in your stead, there are some aspect that you need to look out for. Am I correct?
Yeah, 100%. So 100% with you on that. Um, we would suggest creating a new inbox,
Mm-hmm.
uh, specifically for Lisa. So it might be like, marketing at, let's say, W3AP, or sales at W3, or community at, or BD at, and that becomes like a dedicated inbox for Lisa that then gets shared with your team members. And so, for example, you would just create like a Gmail. If you use Google Workspace, you could log in by Google Workspace, and that would be your shared account with your team members. So that's how, two, three, four people can access the same account without having to pay for more seats.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine for me. So if it's
Yeah.
purely business, it should be fine.
Yeah.
So that said, can you share a few successful story about how Lisa AI has helped your client outreach with the process or the result?
Yeah. So, well, it's only been like, very recent since we've rolled it out. Some campaigns have just gone live. So I think in terms of like impact, I'll be able to share that more. We're also building publicly, so I'm posting that. But right now, some of the things that, people are saying is that it's helping them save a lot of time. They're very excited that it's helping them save time. So one person was like, "This is going to save me 5 hours every day," because they spend a lot of time, finding leads and reaching out to people. Some people were very impressed with how fast it was,
Mhm.
because you come in and you just choose some filters, and all of a sudden you get leads, or like a list of contacts, and you're like, whoa, that would have taken me a long time to do before, right? And so, the wow factor is actually very quick, that people can see it, like even during a demo, that the value is very clear. And so that's been very nice in the early stages, and we have a bunch of users that are playing around with the app, and yeah.
Mm, so I was a little curious because let's say if you have for an AI bot to send 500 emails a day, you need a huge data of different businesses on within your platform. So I just wonder how that data coming in from. Like, you take it from some kind of source, or your AI, looking through the website, search it themselves, or maybe people coming in and sign up for the platform and that become a data. What do you
Yeah,
which one
yeah.
is it?
So so there's actually multiple ways that we're approaching this, and we're actually
Mm,
seeing that this is actually very important as well, because we need to make sure that we have a lot of data. And you did ask us earlier about how we're trying to be positioning ourselves different from the other companies, and of course, technically we have a lot of capabilities. I'd say like our tech is actually quite is much stronger than like a lot of the products out there right now, and you see that there are certain tools like people posting like, oh, use this Claude, do that. And a lot of people are, I think, a bit concerned about the hoops that they still have to cross. And so what we've seen
mm,
is that people want something simple. And even though we have an AI agent, they're still asking me if we can manage it for them. And so and the whole point is so that it's actually, you don't even need to manage it. You just need to come and look at it every day for 5 minutes,
mm,
and every once in a while you might want to optimize your strategy. But yeah, this is what we're seeing right now.
mm.
I'm not
Okay.
sure if I answered your question.
Sorry.
I'm not sure if
I
I answered your question.
I think that's good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, sorry. Actually, I do remember now. I wanted to expand a little bit more on the data
Mhm,
part. Um, yeah. So data is actually like something that we're very much focused on. We're seeing that the data moat is something that we're trying to build out right now, and um, so the way that we're pulling in data is actually we're aggregating data from multiple data pools. So these are all, um, you know, they're compliant data, right? So they follow like PDPA laws, and all the people that have provided this data have opted in. Um, there's that type of data that we're collecting, right? And we're also right now partnering with data providers, right? So
mm,
Affi Network is transforming into a essentially a data hub, and so we're onboarding data suppliers. So these are event organizers. These are various data groups that want to supply their data, and by supplying their data, they're also earning incentives. And
mhm,
so the way that it works is that Lisa is actually pulling data out from Affi and from various areas. And
mhm,
so yeah, that's actually something that we actually haven't even fully publicly announced yet. We've just been, really grinding,
mhm.
and I'll be sending an email to our partners about that. And so yeah, it's just been very very it's been moving very quickly.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it seems like you have already thought through all of the, stages and situation that could happen. I mean, pulling information from different places will be the most optimized for the current situation. And also, since you already have Affi Network, it's worked very well with Lisa AI right now. So, with that saying, how about new features and features and capabilities? Do you want it to expand her? Do you want it to upgrade her in the future? What are you most excited about to, upgrade her? To make her do more, help people, help business, and do more work for
Yeah,
people.
I think what we want to really improve on right now is like the
Mhm.
end-to-end agentic flow, right? So we already have that capability, and essentially she could speak and respond, but there's always more that you can do, right, as a company, because in the end of the day, it's like you want to increase, your chances, right, for your customers, right? And so what that means is, you have better targeting rates, you have better deliverability rates, you have better meeting booking rates, and so to actually achieve that, we need very good quality data, right? And so this can
Mhm.
be not just like emails and industries and roles and sectors, but also like intent signals. Anything that we can kind of pull out. Various niches that allow us to actually be stronger. Than the AI companies that are just being spun off, right? Because we think that technically, like we could do a lot, right? And but I think it's going to get easier, and so I think a lot of people are going to be able to do a lot, and so I think the way that we can um, defend ourselves is by building that data mode, and then essentially customers will be coming to Lisa, particularly
Mhm.
because to access this niche data.
Mm. So I was just thinking because Lisa is the first touch point of the business that you helping with, right? So I have heard that a lot of a lot of companies or customers they don't like the interaction with an AI. They wanted to interact with a real human. And because it's real human, they feel more genuine and they feel like they're more understood. So what's your take on that and how solve that kind of mentality with those client and customer that, you know, uh, like the human interaction more than an AI?
Yeah, I think we stay there for them, right? So we're very accessible, right?
Mm-hmm.
We try to be very accessible, so that means responses within the same day, and if not within 24 hours, and sometimes very quickly. We're not an AI, right? In the end of the day, we're human, so we try to be as responsive as we can. And we're there for them, right, when they need help creating campaigns or when they need help figuring out how to use the product. We're actually very invested in the outcomes for our client as well, because we better outcomes, more referrals for us too, and it's a win-win, and we can retain the client gets to grow. We build case studies together, and so that's really how we kind of see it. I've been in service actually, before tech, in B2B. So worked with in marketing, delivering like commercials or delivering influencer services to very large brands and agencies. And so the service minded angle, and even traditional everything is like, it's how I got started personally, in the B2B marketing space. And yeah, so I always try to keep that balance, right? Even though we're trying to become a very big tech company, it's important that everybody feels like that they can actually benefit from the tool. And I think it's very important in the early stages, especially, that we're closer to all the people using the product.
Okay, so for those who wanted to get to know Lisa AI and wanted to, start using it, what is the best way for them to learn more and or to get started on, with Lisa?
Yeah, so you can go to lisa.email. It's our website. You'll see two big buttons there. One that says like go to app, and the other one which allows you to do book a call, right? And so we if you're ready to try the app, you can go ahead. As I mentioned earlier, there are some credits, so you can play around with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can reach out to us, if you need any help. You could email us. We're hey@lisa.email. And if you need to book a meeting, we're very happy to get on a call with you to help you learn more about the product, to even help you use the free version. Our team will get on a call with you to do that.
So it's open, everyone can just go in and start using right away without much preparation, right?
Yeah, you should go in, connect with your Gmail, log in very easily, and then you can go to the first senders page and essentially link your accounts. Then you move on to the targeting page, and then what you can do is actually you go to your targeting settings and filter out some leads, and so you can pick out certain leads, and then, or like contacts, and then you can actually run an email campaign as well with sequence and following up. And so you can actually see in a very small scale with a few contacts what the experience would be like as a free user. And then this is something that we found that people were a bit, they wanted to try the product first, right? And so we have that where you can come and just play around with it. But ultimately, if businesses want to achieve impact, the free account's not going to cut it. So the businesses will have to subscribe, and then at that point it's a very good partnership, because we're helping them grow, they want to grow. And yeah.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation for everyone then. Yeah, so before we closing this AM session, is there anything in the future, exciting news about your projects, or is there anything that you wanted to shout out for so that people can look forward to?
Well, yeah, I mean, right now we're just about to roll out the Affi network data collection area, right? So essentially, anyone can already come to the site. It's Affi.network. If you're, you have a big database, whether it's, you have organize an event and people basically ticked that you are able to share it with partners, marketing partners. You can share that with us and earn based on the data that gets accessed. So yeah, that's yeah, this is the site. And you can, yeah, so you can either book a demo there or go to the app. Everything is right there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's it for today, AMA. Thank you so much for joining me, talking about AI and all of the industry landscape right now. For people who joining in this AMA and listen and watching this session, thank you so much for tuning in. If you wanted to get to know Lisa AI, please join lisa.email, like showed here, and maybe try it out. If you ever wanted to, maybe if you're a user and you ever wanted to get a start doing startup and wanted to do your little business, you can start using it too, because it seems to be very startup friendly. Yeah, and especially for everyone that joining in today. Is another AMA session. We have this AMA session every Thursday. So if you like more of this, you can tune in the future Thursday. Maybe next week we don't have any, but the next week I'll be come back. It's Tet holiday in Vietnam, so yeah. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pinaki, for so much advice and experience and your story. It seems like you already have a lot of vision about your projects, and I hope that your Lisa AI will be able to help a lot of businesses, and people will get to know more about you too. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really
Yeah,
appreciate the kind words and also for having me here. Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, so let's say goodbye to everyone tuning in today. Thank you for everyone. Let's say bye bye. See
Bye. Thank you.
you later.